Yahushai, Waha, Racha, Kwadash. All praises and glory go to you, Lord. Double honors and respect go to our apostles, elders, bishops, and teachers, the men of Great Millstone. To you I say Shalom. Salutations to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Amraya. Let's get into it. We're about to watch a very disgusting Eve explain why she left her husband and her children. All right. All the while proclaiming that she's, in connection with God, quote unquote. All right. And this just goes to show you the status of these women in society today. Starting with Eve, they're so detached from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. They have no clue that they can not be pleasing to him doing the things that he has said not to do. All right. We'll get into that after the video. Before we begin the video, I'd like to say this is why the pasture of the Lord's flock are men. All right. The women, they don't have understanding. He have deprived them of understanding, of wisdom. And for this reason, they cannot do that which is pleasing unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And those are the true names of the ones whom you ignorantly call God and Jesus. This is 1 Ezra chapter 4 and verse 37. It says, wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked. All the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. All right. And in these unrighteous deeds people are committing, Eve, 2/3, the heathen, they shall perish. All right. Now, wine, philosophies, all right, are wicked. The leader, as is the judge, so are his officers. The king is wicked. Okay. And it comes from the top and it goes downhill. All right. And women are wicked. Thereby, all the foundations of the earth are out of course. Okay. And trust me, these women are wicked to the core. Okay. Let's take a look at the video and we'll come back with some more scriptures.
I left my husband, I left my kids, and I moved to a whole new city, a whole new state rather. Just me, no one else. And I didn't move because I didn't love them, but I finally decided to love myself too. And so for years, like, I put myself on the back burner, just being a mom, being a wife, which is great, it's awesome. But, all this time, like, I was wearing a smile, but deep down, like, I wasn't really happy inside, And so one day I realized that I couldn't keep living a life that made everyone else comfortable while I was crumbling inside. So literally, like, I made the most hardest decision, like, ever. Like, the most soul-stretching decision, like, ever. And that was to pack my bags and move to Nashville. I actually, one day I just woke up and, I was just like, well, I can't do this anymore. Like, I feel like I need to do something different, like, other than what I'm doing. And I felt like I needed to find me again. Like I said, because, I felt like I was losing myself. So anyway, like, rewinding, I had actually applied for a position with Vanderbilt. And I ended up getting the position, and they were offering a sign-on bonus as well as a relocation bonus. And yeah, like, I got the position and I took it. So anyway, no safety net, like, no guarantees, no nothing. I applied for my apartment and everything. Like, I literally, like, got approved for everything, like, right away. So it seems like everything had just fell into my lap. Like, it was what I was supposed to be doing. And because of that, like, it really validated my decision to leave. And so I did that. I get to Nashville. I started rebuilding my life. You know, I even like started thinking like of another business endeavor that I had been thinking about for like the past 5 years that I never like built up the courage to do. And if you know me, like you know, I've had businesses, even like just saving money, paying off debt, like rebuilding my credit, like everything. Like I got my stuff back up, which I'm like totally proud of. And now like I'm getting ready to graduate with my master's in public health here in September 5th to be exact. And honestly, like I still have like a long ways to go. Like there's still so much that I want to do. I cried, I prayed, like I healed, and I did a lot, like, and I found me. But like I said, like I'm not done yet, and I'm like so damn proud of how far that I've come. Like you don't even know the half. And I contemplated about whether like I wanted to even share this, you know, because yeah, like I've always like shared, you know, good news about, you know, certain things happening like in my life, but I've never just opened up and really just shared my truth to people. So this is new for me, and it's definitely like, you know, taking a leap of faith, because this is nothing that I, you know, ever really like imagined doing. But yeah, this is my story. And honestly, like, this is for any woman who feels stuck or torn or like scared to choose herself. You're not a bad mom. You're not a bad wife for choosing you. It doesn't mean that you're abandoning love. It doesn't mean that you're abandoning your family. It just means that you're making space for the version of you that has been buried so long under obligation. And that's exactly what it was. Like, if you are in your breaking point area, like, girl, I totally see you. Like, I see you. But you just, if that is something that you're wanting to do, like, I would just say pray about it. You know, for me, like, God is the head of my life, and I really saw him like never before, because I mean, God forbid I moved to another state and then, you know, the worst happens, you know. But everything fell into place, and then, you know, even my husband and I, like, our relationship got better. It started off like really rocky, but we got better, and, you know, we developed a deeper understanding of each other. And I feel like things are better than ever because I know who I am now, like even more so. Because when we got married, I was a 22-year-old girl. I had a 5-month-old baby, and I didn't know nothing about being grown. And I was just going along with him, just following his lead, you know. And because of that, I really didn't know who I was. Like I said, like I was just going along, you know, just following my man. You know, he was older, and, you know, he had the life and everything. But I had to find like what works for me, and I'm so glad that I did, because yeah, it was literally like the best thing I ever could have done for myself. Because yeah.
All right. You have watched the video, and I got this from Arrows of Indignation's channel. The Water Brother, always putting up videos we can use to edify. But this Eve on the screen, who knows? She could be a Edomite. She's very fair skinned. Has basically tried to leave instructions for others to follow. All right. The entire time disobeying the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, whom the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. Okay. The word is very specific on what women's roles are in society. Okay. And being disobedient as she is, she's spreading this wine, her philosophy, which is wicked. All right. A woman should not be going to look out for herself after she has bare children and married a husband. All right. This is not what the Lord put you on earth to do. There's another scripture that say women shall be saved in childbirth. Okay. So one of the main purposes that women have on this planet is to bear and raise children. Okay. It's not to seek out some selfish vainglory to become some bad bee or independent bee, especially in this climate in society where people that are educated are being laid off at an alarming rate. Okay. Not to mention, you abandon your husband and your children and then say that you are somehow listening to God to do these things. Well, what God are you listening to? It's not Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. It's not the power of the Holy Scriptures that you're listening to. All right. So, what God are you listening to? All right. And for all of you women who should happen to come across her video, you need to disregard that information and run for the hills because she is only teaching you to bring death upon yourself. What should be being taught is the question. And you can find some of it outlined right here in Titus chapter 2. I'll begin at verse 1. It says, "But speak you the things which become sound doctrine." Okay? Sound doctrine, righteous doctrine, okay? A way of governing one's actions in this life. Verse 2, "That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things." All right. So the women, the aged women, were supposed to teach the younger women good things. And what are good things? Verse 4, "That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children." This is so important. The Lord have put it in his book. And why do you think that is? Because that is the order of things. All right. Let all things be done decently and in order. All right. And this lady is out of order. All right. There's no telling what she's doing down there in Nashville. And in all honesty, you know, is she opening her quiver to every arrow? You don't know what she's doing. All right. And she's clearly got demonic spirits on her. Look at her eyes moving during the video. Verse 4 again, "That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai be not blasphemed." All right. So, in a nutshell, if you don't understand what this means, I'm going to grab it in the NLT in the blue letter. This is Titus chapter 2, and we'll begin at verse 1 again. "As for you, Titus, promote the kind of living that reflects wholesome teaching. Teach the older men to exercise self-control, to be worthy of respect, to live wisely. They must have sound faith and be filled with love and patience. Similarly," verse 3, "similarly, teach the older women to live in a way that honors Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. They must not slander others or be heavy drinkers. Instead, they should teach others what is good." All right. So the men are supposed to teach the older women, the men of the Lord. All right. The prophets, the servants of the Lord are to teach the older women. And the older women are to do what? Verse 4. "These older women must train the younger women to love their husbands and their children." Right. This is the order of things. Verse 5, "To live wisely and be pure, to work in their homes." At a college? No, their homes. At the bakery down the street? No, their homes. This was the order established by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? And these women are disobedient. They're allowed to be disobedient under the rulership of Esau Edom because the king is wicked. Wine is wicked. Their philosophies. And ultimately, now the women are wicked as well. Verse 5 again, to live wisely and be pure, to work in their homes, to do good, and to be submissive to their husbands. Then they will not bring shame on the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. This lady is bringing shame on the word. All right. Notice the title here, promote right teaching. She is not teaching rightly. All right. Thereby, she is bringing death upon herself and anyone that follows that bullshit rhetoric she was just spewing out the side of her ass. Okay. These women are wicked. Akim, the title of the original video that I got this from is, you know, it says it all. You can find it on Arrows of Indignation's channel. Okay. But these women are through. I have one more scripture for you. For this, we will go to Proverbs chapter 30. All right. This is verse 20. Proverbs 30 and 20. It says, an adulterous woman consumes a man, then wipes her mouth and says, what's wrong with that? Right. And if we grab it in the new, in the King James Version, Salakia, this is Proverbs 30 and verse 20 in the King James Version. And this describes this woman in a nutshell. It says, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. All right. In her mind, she is righteous. She is following God, quote unquote, and she have done no wickedness. But I reassure you, everything she just described is going to get her deleted one day. All right. It's going to get her deleted by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, because she is, in fact, the epitome of wickedness. Don't be like this Eve. All right. For the rest of you out here who are looking to please Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, it ain't about you. It's about him. All right. And you must make sacrifices, whether, you're dying on the inside or not. You must make sacrifices that are pleasing to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. It doesn't matter how you feel on the inside. This is called accountability. Okay. Responsibility. And you have a responsibility to nothing else, to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Hopefully this has been edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.